Yes, lads, what is going on? Welcome to episode 29 of the Under-23 Sorare Road to Glory. We've got a big episode ahead. If you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you do enjoy the video, please do give it a like. And so without further ado, let's get into things. Last weekend, lads, was an absolute car crash. I lied in the intro. It wasn't a big week, I'll be honest with you. Under-23 limited. As you can see on the screen, 313 points. Nowhere near good enough. 65 points away from a tier 5, man. Like, scoring last weekend was ridiculous. Carlos Martin with an unbelievable score, to be honest. Just under 95 points. 2 goals from him. But the only decisives in that whole lineup. We've got a full sea of green, but just a lack of decisives between the rest of the lads. Mohamed Cham, decent AA actually. What's that? 23 AA from him. Really decent. Jasper Darland, 0-0 draw away from home. We kind of predicted they do pretty well, but he just didn't score that well, which is just not ideal, is it? Klein Hansel as our captain, getting us 10 AA. Again, not ideal. They conceded 3 goals. And then Campos losing 1-0 to Leganes. I thought it would be worse than that, actually, but 11 AA isn't terrible considering they lost that game. But like I said, yeah, it just wasn't good enough, was it? Miles off it. And it just gets worse, lads. 270 was an absolute car crash. I think Griffin Yao missed a couple of big chances. Yeah, 2 big chances missed from him. Madsen as our captain with 11 AA. Monchu with a decent enough AA, 16, but just no decisives. I mean, we kind of knew Campelat was going to get absolutely battered away to Fenerbahce. And then Andrade actually was quite surprising. I thought he would be busier than this. They only lost 1-0 at home to Salzburg, but yeah, I mean, I didn't expect much, but I did expect him to be a little bit busier on duels and stuff. That was an absolute car crash, but that was our last lineup, to be fair, 270. We did not prioritize it, but what we did prioritize was Cab 240, and yeah, just a real lack of decisives this weekend. And sometimes it just happens. You get those weeks where there's just a complete lack of decisives. You can't get by in this game with just AA, all-round score, being high. You need a bit of both. You need decisive actions as well. And we were really lacking in that department this weekend. Zidane losing at home, or, Eibar losing at home. I did not expect that. Big upset there. Obviously, we used our other Darland. Ivan Heel came off injured, actually, 43 minutes in. Yuito Suzuki came off after 63 minutes. Attempted assist, a couple of penalty area entries, but no decisives, of course. And then Xander Silva, on his debut for the club, 4 attempted assists, which isn't bad at all. Obviously, no decisive, shot on target. I mean, it's encouraging. An AA-based forward is always something that you kind of look for in this game. That rather rare. Most forwards are either just goal, assist, or nothing, AA-wise. But the fact that he has shown a little bit of promise in regards to, all-around score, if he can get those decisives, he will be in that sort of 75, 80s, as far as scoring goes, if he, of course, if he can get them. But yeah, just a really disappointing weekend. Like, we just completely blanked. We didn't get anywhere near it. 1 decisive between 15 players. Oh, sorry, 2 decisives, but they both came from the same player. It just happens. You have those off weeks, and we have them, it feels like, more often than not. It just happens. We've just got to dust ourselves off, and we have to go again. As far as the gallery goes, nothing has changed. We still haven't sold our Xander Silva. Now, the MLS Special Weekly will be starting after the international break. I think it's game week 461. Sorare announced that yesterday, I believe. And so I am expecting, yeah, look at that, £18 now, by the way. I was going to say, I am expecting this card to jump up in value, and it looks like it has. So he's basically going for 20 quid. I might need to sell him, because I'm not going to play the MLS Special Weekly. And yeah, he was like £10 last week, right? When we bought him. So, well, not when we bought him, when we won him, sorry. That could be quite interesting. Like, 18 quid could go pretty far in this series for us. What is his actual floor right now if we have a look? £21 floor. We could basically get 20 quid for him. That is nuts, by the way. That's 20% of what we originally started this series with in 1 card win. I know it's taken us basically 7 months to get a tier 2. I think it's kind of worth it waiting that long. That is ridiculous. I did not expect him to jump up in value that much. He's basically doubled since last week. Since the new MLS Special Weekly update, I think the MLS Special Weekly runs 3 game weeks long. It's 461, 63, and 65. And yeah, obviously, he's an in-season card. You need 3 in-season cards to play at limited and rare level. And so, yeah, I guess he's, a pretty valuable card. Yeah, I am interested in maybe trying to offload him after the international break, when we're close to that game week 461 opening, because I do think we could extract the most value out of him then. If we go over to play sharper then, having a look at the expected scores and the starter predictions. Clerk's at the top there at 90%. Nice little home fixture. Andrade's up there as well, away to Rapid. We've got Lucas Zidane in there. Really nice home fixture. At home to Villarreal 2. We've got Ivan Heel there at home to Amorebieta. So it's Ivan Heel versus Campos this weekend. We've got Darland in there, Madsen at 95%, Cham, Monchu, and Klein Hansel all at 90%, which is very encouraging. We've got Kampelat at 80%, and they're at home to Istanbulspor. I think that's 19th versus 20th in the league. So that's a massive game for them. We've got Carlos Martin at 90% as well. Campos is at 70%. So there's definitely a little bit of doubt there if he's at 70% that he won't start this game. Brennan Johnson, again, I feel like I say this every weekend now. We never seem to play him, and he always seems to either come off the bench and score or start when we didn't expect him to start and score or do something. I'm just ashamed that I'm not getting involved in his scores, but he's been on fire recently. Definitely need to be playing him this weekend away to Fulham. We've got Montez in there, but he doesn't have predictions yet. Koulibaly, I think, started last weekend, but we're not really getting predictions for him as well, so that's a little bit annoying. We've got Xander Silva in there at 90, which is fun. Suzuki, we don't have predictions for. Pasalic at 75. We've got El Karauni at 90. Decent fixture. And then we've got Jorgen Larsen at 80%. Duhara's at 20. What do we expect? And then Emilio Martinez down here. We have an NA for him as well. And so judging by Play Sharper's expected scores and starter predictions, I feel like we're in a decent position this weekend. Looking at our goalkeepers there, all an A or above pick score, which I can't remember the last time that has happened. All at home bar Campos, who plays away to Andorra. So that's 21st versus 22nd in the league. We've got Kampelat 19th versus 20th in the league. And we have our Lucas Zidane at home to 19th in the league, Villarreal 2. So this could be a bit of a freak week. I don't want to jinx it, but we do have incredible fixtures for our goalkeepers. Now, of course, we need them to start. Of course, we need them to get those clean sheets and, you know, the high AA scores. But judging off that, I mean, Campos at 39 L15, I really do want to try and utilize that. Really good choice in goal. Now, what have we got in defense? We've got Clerk, by the way, back-to-back hundreds for the boy, which is ridiculous. On this game, it is incredibly hard to score 100. Never mind back-to-back 100. So I'm sure his price is kind of spiked because of that. Maybe not. Yeah, £3.60. I think we paid like £1.60 for him. So he's turned out to be an exceptional buy. L15 to 75. Madsen's at home to Genk, which feels fine. Monchu's away. We've got Ivan Heel. Pasalic away. That feels like a decent fixture. Cham at home to Le Havre. That could be decent as well. Yuito Suzuki at home as well at 39. I'm going to throw Yuito Suzuki in there for now because his L15 is really low, as is Kampelat. What have we got up front? We've got Xander Silva at home to Orlando. Big game for Atlanta there. I'm tempted to try and squeeze him in. We've got Larsen away to Sevilla, which isn't terrible. Carlos Martin away to first in the league, Leganas, even though he's on fire right now, but I don't know if I'm going to risk that. And we mentioned Brennan. Like, we have to fit Brennan in somewhere. There's no way I can't play Brennan Johnson this weekend. But I am going to go Silva as our forward. So 3 out of 3 homes so far. We've got 113 points left to squeeze in a defender and an extra player. This feels like it could be our week, lads. I don't want to jinx it. But after our diabolical week last week, I think we do deserve a bit of luck this weekend. Let's throw Darland in there for now. That leaves us 64 points. Just shy of the 66 the Clerk would get us. Right, let's see what we can do as our extra player a minute. So 47 then if we play Clerk. We could go Pasalic at 44. Cham at 44 as well. That wouldn't be terrible. I can definitely get behind that. It feels wrong playing a card with 66 L15 in 240, but with Yuito Suzuki and Kampelat's L15s being so low, you can afford to maybe bring in a bit of a smasher there. Now I'm not expecting 100 again. If he did, I'd definitely be grateful for it, but I don't think. I mean, it might happen. Who knows? For me, it's either Pasalic or Cham. To be honest, they both have the same L15 cost. Riker are away from home, but with arguably an easier fixture. So I think I am going to go with the easier fixture. We're going to captain Clerk. That gives us a lineup strength score of 76. Now, I don't know what you guys are aiming for with your thresholds. Let me know. I've obviously hit the middle one once, which is, the 340 points benchmark. And I'm probably going to go for that again this weekend, to be honest. I've gone for it every weekend. I think it's the most optimal play if you do fancy the fixtures of your players and you think they're going to outscore their L15s. Now let's go to under 23 limited. We've only got Campos as an under 23 goalkeeper, so we have to use him. We have no other choices. Let's go Darland in defense, Madsen at home. I'm definitely playing Brennan. There's no way I'm not playing Brennan Johnson this weekend. Partner Griffin Yao with Madsen and hope they combine for a double decisive. That could be pretty fun. even though the fixture isn't amazing. Let's go Griffin Yao in there. Let's captain Madsen because he's on penalties. Hopefully Van der Voort doesn't save one. Let's move over to 270 then and go Lucas Zidane. Great home fixture. Andrade away to Rapid. Not terrible. What can we do up front? We can go Larson, Martin, or Koulibaly. I think I'm going to back Jorgen Larson there. Away to Sevilla. And then we're going to probably go... We're going to go Monchu. His AA recently has been a little bit better, and I can kind of get behind that. And we are going to use our other Darland, I think. We're going to captain Andrade. It's not incredible, but it's definitely better than what we've seen over the last few weekends. And so this is what we're working with. A 240 lineup strength score of 76. I'm feeling pretty confident in that. 4 home fixtures out of 5. With Pasilic's fixture, although away from home, I do fancy him to do pretty well there. Definitely on AA alone. Hopefully he can get us a little decisive. 270 looks fine. Andrade is definitely 100 capable. We've got Darland in there as well, who can hit really big AA scores. Monchu and Larson definitely need to just find a goal from somewhere for me, and I am fancying Zidane for a clean sheet at home. And then under 23 limited, I mean, if Campos starts, that team's pretty punchy. Like Madsen, Yao, and Brennan are all capable of hitting decisive actions as well as a bit of AA. And then obviously we've got our other Darland in there as well. On the whole, I'm honestly rather confident in this weekend. Like enough home fixtures to where it satisfies my OCD. And even the away fixtures that we have picked, they're still decent enough to where I think, you know, there is decisive actions in there. There is some decent AA game, you know, in our players in those matchups. I'll be honest, I'm not too in love with the new UI on Sorare. This thing is just... There's just too much going on here for me. There's too many boxes, too many registers. I just don't like it at all. Let me know what you think in the comment section. 240 then. Let's input the players into their correct positions. We've got Campos in there. We're going with Yuito Suzuki in midfield. Clerk in defense. We've got Silva up front. And we're going Pasalic as our extra player. Clerk as the captain. He gets the skipper's armband. And we're going to attempt to reach 340 points to win us that big $8 prize. Into 270 we go with Lucas Zidane. We're going Monchu, Jorgen Larson, and Andrade, and we're going to captain big Andreas Andrade. Under 23s, we've got Campos, Darland, Madsen, Brennan Johnson. Hopefully we can get involved in some of those decisives that he's been showing recently. Captain Madsen, and that is going to leave us with our 3 lineups. I'm buzzing for this weekend, lads. Let me know what you think I should do with that silver card. Should I sell him the game week prior to game week 461? Before that MLS special weekly, to hope that his price is even higher than it is right now. I think 20 quid's amazing. It was £10 last week. I don't know what he's going to be, you know, prior to that game week opening for the special weekly, but let me know what you think it will be, and let me know when you think I should sell him. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, please do leave it a like. Good luck for this upcoming weekend, and I shall see you guys in the next one.